Well. G'day, Spice Legends. Welcome to Burner Bites Down Under. The hottest show down under. Far out. What a performance that was. The Australian Chili Championship. Our newly crowned winner, Greg Iron Guts Barlow, keeps his crown. He's the reigning champ. That's 2 years in a row. But this year, the comp did fight back. The comp was 36 rounds instead of 30. That extra rounds got him, but he didn't get to 30. He got to 12. I think it was 29, was it? But look, anyway, either way, we're going to have a quick chat with our legends and see how they're doing in the aftermath of this comp. Because wow, what a wild and crazy comp it was. Jeez, yeah, it was. There was some pretty crazy stuff. It almost sort of felt like the Spartans taking on Xerxes. All the corners of this crazy continent took on these challenges. So let's get it back into the old Spice Legend couch and have a chat with see how everyone's going after the competition. So g'day Legends, how you doing? Oh, Greggy's on the couch. What's going on, Greg?
I'm just in the Roman Empire stage. I've been eating grapes. No, I can't sit down.
Eating grapes? Why can't you sit down? So I'm sorry to ask, but why can't we sit down, Greg? I'm sorry.
Because I've done the shit and I've burnt my ass too hard and I've put cream on it.
This is sort of like Big Brother up late. This is sort of like Burner Bites up late. This is the aftermath of what's going down because, my man, this is some pretty crazy shit. So, look, who wants to talk first? Danny, maybe we'll start with Danny. Danny, you were the first one out. Again, we're not ragging on you, mate. Every single round is absolutely crazy. So well done to you anyway. But what do you think? What happened, mate? Talk us through what that happened where you just got, okay, no more.
I don't think it was the heat. Like I felt like I could have handled more heat. It was more the texture of trying to chew those pods up. My mouth just wouldn't allow me to swallow them, and then I started gagging, and I think that's what just put me out.
So it's the gag reflex that got you, mate, you know? So do you remember the round you got up to?
I think it was round 6 or 7. Okay. 7, I think. It was the two big pods. They were like Primo Tali, I think.
Oh, the 7 pots, the 7-pot Primos.
Yeah, 7 pods, that's them.
I still can't believe that you drank the Hobbs Burning Reaper before.
That actually wasn't very hot. Like, it was actually a delicious sauce. Like, I want to buy a bottle of that.
It is good. So check them out at Hobbs Kitchen. So HOBS, Hobbs Kitchen. They've got great flavors. They've got great sauces. You know, they're worth checking out. Nick Havenka, she's great. They're definitely worth checking out. They've got other awesome flavors. That's their hottest sauce there. It's called Burning Reaper. Yeah. But let's put that in the side chat there for you, mate. So do you think what do you think it was those 7 pots that really got you?
Just chewing them up. That was what it was. Like once I chewed them, my mouth just wouldn't let me swallow, and I couldn't swallow them. And I just ran into trouble there.
Yeah, 100%. You know, and that's some of the things is it's hard to train for what your body doesn't want to deal with. You know, so Pete, tell us, mate, what was happening with you, Manny? What got you reckon?
Well, where did I get to? I actually had the chili on number 8. Like I did have it. And then I looked at the next one, which was another sauce.
It was a pretty saucy. It was a pretty saucy comp this year. I have to admit that there was Hot Wheels is shaking anything up fucking sauces. But look, this year was much saucier than last year. Everyone was well aware of that after seeing what the fuck went down. But that's obviously due to circumstances like having floods, the worst floods in Australia, having the worst bushfires in Australia. One crazy natural disaster after another, and unfortunately, circumstances. Sorry, what was that, Greg?
Some prick eating a kilo of Reapers beforehand, so no one else can get their hands on them.
Yeah, something like that. You know, I've had that happen. So it's one of those things where the issue was that the scarcity of pods was an issue this year. What we got, we were lucky to get, And again, I have to have a huge thank you to Childers Fine Foods for allowing us to get those pods. Wow. And we got a few pods from our other friend, Backburn. They're amazing. We got some friends from Chili Kings in Victoria. And obviously Jules Jam and Jellies for canning those chilies for us, because without her, we couldn't have got them to you, unfortunately, Pete, in Western Australia, and we couldn't have got them to you as well in South Australia there, Danny. Australia is a massive, huge continent, and it's so frustrating that we have so many different diverse laws, and that dictates a lot of what we do here in the Australian Chili Championships, and it's amazing how many hoops we have to jump through just to create a comp. It's amazing.
I know exactly what WA is like to get stuff into WA.
Yeah, and so it's so frustrating, to create a good, honest comp for you guys where you're not being charged an arm and a leg. You are being able to participate in something because you're the best, not because you're rich, not because you're millionaires, but because you're the best at what you do. You're the best of the state you represent. It shouldn't be dictated by money, and I didn't want this to be dictated by money. And one of the frustrating things, again, what we're saying about Australia being a fucking huge continent, is that if we had this at one location, I would love to do that, but then you've all got to fly. And then one of the issues with Hot Wheels, unfortunately for you, Hot Wheels, is you have issues having to be able to fly, which is shit, So I was really pleased to be able to at least cater for you in that sense, Hot Wheels, that you didn't have to fly anywhere at least, and that you were able to do something from home, and that
the old Brony Rona has added a lot of additional difficulties to mine and very many other people's lives at the moment. Hey Phil, what number was the Leamington?
Leamington. Let me double check. So I've got a little app in my phone where I've write all these notes, and I've put the notes down because there's 36 fucking sources rounds. What was it yelling at? Oh, geez. Okay. The Leamingtons were
21 and 22 or something. 22.
Yeah, 22. Round 22. Ripper Leamington. So it's Ripper Leamington. So obviously Ripper Hot, and then the camera slice is about extract and rippers. So there it is there. Oh, you're going to give it a crack, are you?
Wow.
I've had no cramps. I'm not burning, dude. So
he hasn't had enough, Greg. He hasn't had enough yet. What's going on, Greg?
Man.
So look, before you give this, stick it in your mouth, mate. Talk us through what happened with your experience, Hot Wheels. You were saying a lot of. Look, I want to explain something to everyone as well, because I don't want it to sound like a cop out, because it's not. It's not a cop out. And one of the issues with Hot Wheels, as you've explained, is you've got quadriplegia, and that makes a lot of your life difficult. And that your body doesn't want to do things that you want to do. Clearly your mind's there, but it's not physically. Your body's not physically wanting to do or cooperate. Let's say.
Yeah, look, absolutely. It wasn't the heat that beat me. My heat peaked at a solid 2. That's right, guys. 2 out of 10. I didn't even break a sweat. But the reality is that so much sauce without anything of substance to get on top of it. 4 shots of sauce will take 20 minutes to go down for me.
Yeah.
Unless there's something solid on top.
And the infuriating thing, Hot Wheels, was as well that when you came into the competition, it's because you took the position from the previous Queensland champ. So, unfortunately, by that stage, the competition was already designed. We already had the products, and everything was already ready to roll. We were just waiting on them, basically. And so we didn't have the facilities or the ability to tailor it more to your design. I'm not trying to say it as a cop-out, guys, but there's obviously, having quadriplegia, there's a chip of oh, there you go, is an issue. And like you were saying there before, one of the issues was that if you puke, it's usually involuntary and you usually go to hospital. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, for starters, because I don't have any any core muscles, so abdominals, lower back, any of those kinds of muscles. If I do puke, the only stuff that's going to make it out of my mouth is stuff that is only kind of at throat level already.
Yeah.
Stuff that's coming from my guts is only likely to get as high as my lungs. And that's a really serious health issue, because if puke gets in your lungs, you get pneumonia. And,
yeah.
And that can kill people.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's not effective in terms of actually getting anything out of my body, and it's really risky in terms of potentially giving me pneumonia.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And so you're not
avoid puking.
That's right, and you're not rolling at the pity party when you say that. You're actually going, look, long-term fucking damage. Putting puke in the lungs is bad. No shit. Puke in the lungs is bad, I'm quite. But, like, I've been there as well. I've been a bit of a silly boy in some of my party days, and unfortunately I've had actually a similar issue, and did have a bit of puke go the wrong way, and it's another level. It's next level. If breathing in or like swallowing puke down the lung tract is not okay. It's one of the most frightening experiences you can have. So obviously, if that's an issue you got to deal with, that's fucked, you know. And so I absolutely applaud you, mate, in your efforts. You know, look, it's fucking crazy. You're still going.
Whoever made these are beautiful.
So again, they're from Chili Sweet. So Chili Sweets,
10
Chili
out of
Sweet.
10. Those Lamingtons and caramel slice are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so the Lamingtons are made from Chili Sweet. Check them out on Instagram. I'll give you boys the number for them as well. And, yeah, because they are amazing. They do a whole range of different desserts. They specialize in dessert stuff. So they're a couple. They're both really good chefs, and the wife is an amazing 5-star Michelin chef who's done it in France, and she is just dessert maniac legend, you know. I think I had one of the sauces back with her in Nambour in Queensland, and it was like a caramel milkshake sauce. It was just ridiculous. I think it was called Hangman's Noose. It was just beautiful and so creamy, and I'm just going, wow, I didn't know you could do this with chili, you know. So what they can do is amazing. Yeah.
Like,
So,
I can taste that's got dairy in it, and I'm going to suffer because it's got dairy. But I tell you what, that's really, really tasty. That's worth suffering.
see, I told you, like it's ridiculous, eh? And the first 30 seconds, you get this delicious, beautiful flavor. Then you feel the heat. But I'll probably ask Greg. Greg, how much hotter do you reckon the caramel slice is to the Reaper of the Lamingtons?
Noticeably hotter. I couldn't put a Scoville rating on it, but
like if you say times, how many times hotter do you reckon?
twice as hot. And that
Twice as hot.
is more. It is hot. The caramel slice is much hotter. Yeah, twice as hot, I reckon. But it's still extremely tasty. It's not an offensive heat. It's this is fucking hot, but nice, tasty. Which is what you want. Which is what you like.
Yeah, 100%. And so tasting that Reaper now. Oh, what were you going to say, Danny? Tasting that Reaper. Take that Reaper Langdon now. What do you think about that now, Hot Wheels? Does it build on you?
Look, I'll be completely honest. That's not even really moving my needle, heat-wise. But the flavour is amazing.
Yeah, 100%. And like, obviously, it sounds like you're going to have a crack at that caramel slice next. Is that right?
Not tonight, dude. Not tonight.
Fair enough.
That's more to do with time constraints. I've got
of course.
People that need to get me in bed in the fairly near future.
Yeah, and I think the sheer fact that you guys are just here right now is a testament to yourself as well. I mean, obviously, Greg, what was the reason why you're on the couch again, though? You're sitting sideways. I'm sorry.
I've got cream on my butt and I don't want to put it on my pants, and I've got that much cream on my butt that it'll soak through my pants onto the couch. And then I've got to explain to the missus why I've got a stain on the couch.
So you're more worried about a stain on the couch than you are about your comfortability.
Yeah.
You're a weird man. No, I have to say, you're a fucking weird man.
Well, I've got cream on my butt, so I must be worried about my comfortability.
You're a creamy bastard.
I
So,
my daughter's nappy rash cream so I can cream my date.
so Greg, look, this time the comp actually got you. You know, last year you absolutely monstered it. You know, what do you think happened this year that changed with between last year? What do you think was the shift in the balance of power there?
A lot of sauces. So those sauces are thick and chunky, and you can't just drink them. A lot of people are saying to drink out of the shot glass, but it takes 30 seconds to fill that shot glass up to a minute in some cases. And when the dexterity of your hands don't work because it's all sticky, and then you're trying to shake it out, shot glass is meant to be exactly that, a shot of a drink, not 3 or 4 sips, gulps, trying to get it down, and then getting the spoon out to get the last of it. They're thick and chunky, so they take a while to go down. The sugar was the one that brought me undone. So all the caramel slice and the Leamington, the candied chilies and everything like that. Everyone's seen me eat 160 Reapers and down. You put the sugar content on top of that, and it's just a whole new level. I don't eat a lot of sweet stuff, so I had sugar-free iced tea and sugar-free this, sugar-free that, just because I'm not a sweet tooth at all. Had it been nice and savoury, and keep on going at it to 160 of them. But
Okay.
that's just different techniques and different challenges. So it'd be boring if they were all chilies, but you got to have that variety in order to really challenge ourselves.
And that's right. Oh, Danny's come back. He's just disappeared.
Sorry about that.
Well, we get to see all the different sauces and all the different candied chilies and the Leamingtons, the caramel slices. Those things are funky. I hope people goes out and tries to eat those Leamingtons and caramel slices because they are really, really nice.
Oh, they are. They're so beautiful. Like, they're hot, but like they're such a good flavour. And even I'm just going, geez, these are bloody good. You know, they need to be on market shelves. It's amazing that they can do that with chili. You know, it always blows me away what you can do with chili.
Chili Leamingtons and go, oh, well, I don't want that. Well, try it because it's so nice. You forget that it's got the chili in it. And people forget that chili and chocolate work well together. So it's a good combination.
100%. So, Pete, you requested a chili Lamington without coconut. You're not a huge coconut fan. But are you going to do a bit of a review on it later on? I mean, it don't have to be tonight, like later on in the
I don't know about the Lamington and that because, to be honest, I tapped them on the table in there. I thought they were a bit, a bit hard, especially the caramel slice.
Yeah, it's because they have to be used with certain chemicals to preserve them. Otherwise, they just go off real quick. You know, because if you whack them in if you whack them in a box in the sun and they go all the way to Western Australia, they're not going to last.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
That's why the chemicals. That's what the chemicals are in it to be like that. So that's why they're going to be a bit solider. They're not going to be fluffy like the ones. And there's not, like Greg was saying, there's not a fluffy. What was it called, Greg? There's not a fluffy layer in it. So these aren't fluffy. So they're a bit more solid than normal Lamingtons. So, and then obviously the fact that they put heaps of Reapers in them too. So, so they're Lamingtons, but not Lamingtons, if that makes sense.
What do we, I know it's probably asking, no, it's not too much. A lot of the stuff's not labelled.
Yeah. So, look, the reason behind that is because, amazingly, I think it was 2 or 3 companies made their products for us out of the kindness and the goodness of their hearts, even though they don't exist as chili companies anymore. They still have a commercial license. They still have, a kitchen license and they can still legally make these things and above board, but they've either sold the company or they've moved on or they're no longer operating as that company. So they did these favors to us because Australian Chili Championships is very unique and they believe in what we're trying to attempt and they believe in trying to uplift the Australian community.
What I was thinking was like when we go to review them later, I'm going to try this.
Show us in the camera. I can't see it. Where is it? What's this?
This, whatever. I'm just going to try this,
Oh, yeah. Well, just give me a chat, mate, and just swing me an invite or message me. I'll tell you, mate, I had to, unfortunately and fortunately, be very involved with what every single one of these things are and wrap them and number them and label them. So I'm pretty sure I'll know what they are. So you just contact me and I'll tell you exactly what they are. I'm like, this is this thing from this person. So that's not an issue. You just give me a yell, So again, guys, I definitely encourage you guys.
Product. Where's it from? What is it? It says on here, Chocolate Reaper.
Yeah, 100%. And I will help. I will guide you and help you, show you what they are and where they're from.
I thought you would.
Yeah, of course, and that's not an issue, because obviously we want to do right by the producers. And poor Greg, he's limping off. Where you going? You're right.
Yeah.
Greg, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to shit on you, mate, but fuck, you're so small. You're such a small dude, mate. It blows me away every single time I see you either stand up or go near you. Like after seeing a person going, Jesus, man, where the fuck do you put it? Have you got hollow legs or something? Like,
I just love my food.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one thing I saw after meeting. Like, I've seen Mimi Zhang and Jay Webby Can Eat and meeting these consumption eater guys, and they all seem to be either slim or work out a lot or whatever. They're not big people, which is really strange. Do you think? Are you like a regular consumption eater? Do you eat like a fair amount of food every day, Greg?
Yes. Yeah, and Mrs. hates it as well because I just pack on the food but do not put on any kilos. And I struggle. I'm 62 to 63 kilos no matter how much I eat. And I love it.
Look, let's swap, Greg. I'll take that problem off you, mate. You can have it.
Me too.
I always just, as soon as I eat, I look at a quarter pounder and I put weight on.
I was only really small as well, and I hit 50 and put on the kilos, just bang, bang, bang.
I haven't even made it to 50 yet, and I put on the kilos, mate.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Hot Wheels?
I'll take one for the team and send 10 kilos Greg's way.
That's right, and so it's fast metabolism, Greg says, one of our users. Yeah. So obviously it sounds like you go through a fair amount of stuff. The competition eaters I've seen, some of them eat like 10 kilos a day. How much do you reckon on that scale do you eat?
No, it wouldn't be anything up that way, but I do eat lunch and dinner. I skip breakfast. I think that helps in a lot of my food. So
skip breakfast. Wow.
I eat and go back for seconds and thirds and fourths and shock everyone. I like it. But like saying the high metabolism, I'm always going. I'm skateboarding, riding, working, doing stuff around the house. There's no time to put on weight.
So, look, tell us, guys, like, obviously, it takes a fair amount of training, a fair amount of prep, and a fair amount of conditioning to get to this level. Let's exclude you, Greg, because you're an absolute fucking freak of nature, seriously. But talk us through what kind of training and prep you went into this. So, Danny, we'll start with you. I think you said you were actually fairly sick not too long before the comp as well, mate, which sort of, I'm sure that must have put you at a disadvantage too, which is frustrating.
I got the flu, like, back to back. Like, I got over it and then I got it again. So I wasn't feeling like chili. So for at least 2 weeks, I didn't do anything. But before that, I prepped for sauce chugs. I was doing a lot of sauce chugs. And I'd say that I was feeling confident that wouldn't let me down in that area.
And that's not what got you, was it, in the end, was it?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's the thing. It's sort of you can prepare for anything or any eventuality, and then sometimes the thing that you're not even ready for gets you. You know. What about you, Pete? You said you were of the more of the mental state of things. I mean, we're all mental in some way, aren't we? Because we're involved in the chili community.
Yeah.
But you said that you'd like to do, what was it, meditating, things like that. You said you missed your meditating today. Do you think that had an effect on you in your state today? Your mental
Maybe
state?
a little bit. And like Danny said, I actually said to you early in the week, I woke up with the sniffles and a bit of a cough. Remember I said, I think it was Monday.
Oh, no, I do remember that actually, yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a bit, shit week. And then today it was, fucking crap weather. And like we had to move my setup right at the last minute.
Yeah, and see, you can see now why I do audio video checks with you guys ahead of time, because you just don't know what the fuck's going to go on.
I mean, we did
you just try to test it all beforehand,
we did it the other night and it was fine, perfect. Today, shitty weather. I get bad juju when the weather's bad, if you know what I mean. I can feel that kind of energy.
That sort of, what do you call it?
Holistic.
Huh? No, I was going to say, is that kind of your gout as well, or something? Or like, I know some people. I know some people get like symptoms when there's a storm, there's cold weather suddenly hits in. They go, "Oh, it's going to be a bad day," because they get the bum knee or the bum elbow or something as well.
Yeah. But that's more of an arthritis, and I get it in my ankle.
Arthritis, that's it. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
and so you think that sort of the bad juju and the lack of meditation and everything and the changing, everything sort of unsettled you a bit mentally, you think?
Right prep, but I don't think it was even that anyway or anything. It was because I was fine with the chilies. Like Danny was having trouble swallowing them.
Yeah.
I found them nice and slimy and they went down really easy.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. So one person's disadvantage is another person's boon. You just sort of don't know what's going to happen and how people feel about it. So Hot Wheels, we sort of talked to you about what you felt about that, what disadvantaged you and whatever. But tell us, you've done an incredible amount of challenges. You've done an incredible amount of prep and training. Can you talk us through a bit of what you've done before the comp? Because I'm aware of this Gabble stats thing, but it sounds like what you've done over the time is a fucking journey. It's like Jason and the Argonauts kind of fucking journey, mate. Like, seriously, like I've been watching it, and even you got Greg's attention. Even Greg's going, I'm fucking following that guy. Fucking hell.
I stalked you.
That's the thing. Under kind of quote unquote typical chili comp conditions, I'd love to go up against guys like Greg and Adam, because I'd give them a real good run for their money. In not the last week leading up to the comp, but the week prior to that, I ate the equivalent of about 170 reapers in that week.
When was it? Oh, in the week. Okay, yeah.
In that week. And then in the last 7 days, I've drunk through 330 more bottles of Tracy's Tank. And a lot of that was heavily laced with cap crystals.
Wow. And cap crystals are no fucking around, are they? Like, it's like you saw Greg, once you get cap crystals involved, it goes to a different level, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, totally. For someone like me, I start using cap crystals when I'm seriously training, because it's the only way I can continue to get a good burn. I'm at the point now where a reaper doesn't really burn me. I've got a kilo and I think it's 1.25 kilo bottle of the Reaper paste from Chili Factory, and I just cover my breakfast in that, and it barely even burns me. So at that point in time, if you want to keep building tolerance higher, you've got to find something hotter, and Gap Crystals are that thing.
See, I'm convinced, and this is the frustrating thing, right? I'm convinced that you would do well or better in a solid only comp.
Yeah.
Right?
100%, dude.
Which is kind of infuriating because, like, I don't want anyone at a disadvantage, right? I want to see all you guys smash, you know, and same with Shan too. Guys, girls, whatever, I don't care who you are, where you're from. I want to see everyone succeed, you know. And it was frustrating because, again, like I'm going to reiterate this, all the rounds were already set before you were in Hot Wheels, as you know. And only thing that we could do was maneuver them around and move the rounds around, not really change them, right? So, but I'm convinced that you would do a lot better in a solid only round.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like I mean, the Nemesis is quarter pound of chocolate with 32 Reapers.
Quarter pounder?
Yeah, so it's 225 grams of chocolate with 32 Reapers. I got through that and wasn't even sweating. So, yeah, solid's good for me, you know. I did the Gamel stats, which is 64 super hots, and didn't have any real dramas with that. Yeah, I had plenty of cup grams, but I didn't have any real kind of serious dramas in terms of not being able to get it down.
Who's writing that? Someone's going, "Hi, Mum, I'm on TV." Same person as a dingo. They said before, last time I was in Australia, dingo ate my baby. What? Sorry, mate. Keep going. I don't mean to interrupt. Fuck.
No, that's okay. Chat's gone to the dogs, but
yeah.
But liquid's just a physiological thing for me.
So look, here's a big question. Here's a big question. Look, you and Greg have been talking a lot of smack in our group chat. So guys, if everyone's not aware, we have a group chat so I can alert all the a little bit. We have a group chat where we alert all the Australian Chili Championships, Chili champions of what's going on, because obviously everyone lives in a different part of Australia. I'm in Sydney. These are the guys are all over Australia, right? So we have to communicate some way to know what's going on. I've got to get addresses and things, you know. Otherwise, it'd be an absolute shit fight. So anyway, I encourage a little bit of smack talk, but Hot Wheels is taking it to another level, and Greg is delightfully responded. It seems like you two are just like, so I'm not saying, I'm not going to talk shit about you guys in the sense because you probably work better than I talk shit than I am. Ding ding, that was good. Who did that? But it feels like you two want to face off. And I remember at one stage, Greg was saying, "Listen, I'll come to whatever your strength is." I remember quoting Greg. In the group chat, and I'll come to your level or whatever you're good at, and we're going to have a face-off. Hot Wheels, would you be open to an all-solid round version face-off against Greg?
Yeah, I'd be up for having a bit of a play with Greg on a more even footing. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I love a good bird.
What was that, Greg?
Before or after I go get the New Zealand belt?
Rubbing the salt in the wounds.
That's for sure. Now, look, if I was over in New Zealand tonight, I'd be packing it.
Yeah. I mean, look, boys, you've all done incredibly well. Every single one of you, including Shan. Look, I'm not sure where Shan is or what she's doing at the moment. We have invited her to this chat. But everyone has their own process. That's fine. But everyone did incredibly well. You all did incredibly well. You know, so I have to say I'm absolutely proud of you guys. You all did so much better than I was expecting. It was a really hard comp this year. It was. We definitely brought it. Like, Greg, you made it look too easy last year. So we had to bring it, my man. We had to bring it. I'm sorry. You know, you're a victim of your own success. Oh yeah, I think everyone was surprised that no one's actually seen you involuntarily puke. So my man, yeah, but and so yeah, so you didn't break a sweat, but you puked. So which is fucking weird. But,
that bucket was heavy.
yeah, So look, I have to give it to you guys. You all did your absolute best, and I absolutely thank you for giving it your all, because it doesn't matter what level you're at. Like, all we can ask is you guys give it an absolute red hot crack. So look, this face-off thing, if we are going to talk about a little bit of logistics here, just on the quick surface. So you want to do an only solids face-off, right? Is there anything that you want to exclude now before we try and organise something?
No. Look, more than happy to talk to both you and Greg behind the scenes about it. But look, as long as it's solids, I don't really mind what. I think Greg and I will both suffer with dairy, but I've done plenty of dairy challenges. They are what they are. I go in expecting that I'm going to suffer for a few days after. I'm sure Greg does the same.
That's it, yeah.
Do you mean dairy or dairy?
But if it's for a challenge, that's part of the challenge.
Fair enough, guys. Well, it sounds like we're going to have to organise something like that. I would love to see it, because at the same time, I just love seeing people do their best in the best competitions, and it sounds like we should do some sort of solid face-off. I'm interested. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how far you two will go. I want to see you each not just talk smack, but push each other's limits physically as well as mentally. What do you think, boys, Danny and Pete, about seeing something like that go down? Are you guys interested in being involved, or is it like
no, I think we should leave it between these two legends.
Leave the animosity between them.
I think my after them cramps I had today that I've never had before, and my age, I think it's time I retired.
Smart.
Fair enough.
I've still got to chili shit. Competition. No, you young fellas, mate, you can have it.
Fair enough.
Much respect to you guys. You all did yourselves proud.
Yeah.
100%.
So did you. Well, I mean, you only got one or two after me.
Yeah.
Either way, still.
Two after Danny. It was that close between us three. Really, it could have happened at any time. But yeah, I think that's it for not stupid, but you know what I mean, competition for me.
That's fine, mate. And each to their own. That's fine. I'm
still gonna love eating chili, and I'll get on occasionally and eat something stupid. But trying to do what we did tonight, I think, I'm getting on, passing the wand, if you know what I mean.
Passing the bar to someone else. Fair enough. That's cool.
I've got no shame in that. I don't feel bad about it. So.
No,
and that's fair, mate. No shame at all. And again, look, you just did your absolute best, man. And that's all we ask at the end of the day.
Just the way that course went. No, I'm out.
That's fair. So I think this solid kind of comp will probably be an attempt after the New Zealand Chili Champs. Well, we obviously need time to organise that. I'll have a chat and have a catch up with as many different producers as I can, and we'll see what we can organise. But it sounds pretty promising. I am curious to see what you guys are capable of. A lot of these comps are created to see what chili beasts are able to do and see what the limits of humanity is. So you guys seem like you're both up for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
And we'll be talking. Never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never as well.
I'm not sure if no's in my vocab, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty good, guys. So, look, again, I think we have to wrap it all up and let everyone go to bed. And I appreciate everyone from around the world, wherever you guys are. Whoever's been watching. This has been an amazing experience. I'm so glad and proud to bring you guys the Australian Chili Championships, the second coming, and I can't believe that we broke Greg a little bit. I can't believe we've seen you stop. Something's got you to stop, and something stopped you talking. Oh my God! We didn't think that was possible. It was we done it this year. So Do you think this is with our past buddy thought? Do you think you're going to try and train for the Australian Chili Championships next year? Now that you've actually found something that got you.
Me? No way. I don't need chili for the sake of it. I don't need it because I like the taste of it. I'm just a freak of nature and can eat it. So,
well, I don't want to say anything, but yeah,
64 days until the next challenge, and we'll go from there.
Well, it's not till the next challenge. The next challenge is next month, mate, and you can take it on the New Zealand champ.
6 weeks away.
Or are you saying that the New Zealand champ is in the challenge?
I wouldn't. If they're listening, no, it's 4 o'clock in the morning over there. I'm fine. No one will hear this.
Straw 40.
Never gets to sleep.
Here comes the smack talk again, yeah. Fair enough. All right, boys. Well, look, thank you.
Cream on his date.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything. Yeah. Well, boys, I think I can let you guys go. You guys, thank you again for joining us. I know that after a crazy comp like that, having an aftermath is hard. Obviously, Greg can't sit on his bum properly because he's got cream in it. And you guys have obviously have a huge hectic purge as well. So, I have to thank you guys for participating in such a crazy comp and running with an idea that's so crazy that some people just go, what? No way, and appreciating that fact that you guys have participated in something that's so crazy wild. So again, I want to say a huge thank you, big huge congratulations to you guys. You did your absolute best, and that's all we can ask.
Congratulations to you, Philly.
Thanks, Phil.
Oh, yeah, thanks, mate. Namaste. Thanks, mate.
Done an amazing job.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. I try my hardest, and hopefully. We see you guys back, or see some people back next year for round 3, the third coming of the Australian Chili Championships, because, there's been a lot of crazy stuff. I'm curious to see what producers are going to make next year and what Greg will attempt. Will he beat the comp next year, or will it beat him? Ooh, I don't know. He might be
by this time next year. So
you might be a world belt holder by next year. Yeah,
but you also might get third time lucky, Phil, and get him.
Yeah, you never know. All right, Spice Legends. Well, I think I'll let you guys go. You guys have an awesome night. Thank you again so much for joining us. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Everyone.
All right, Spice Legends. That's it for our Spicy Goodness. Thank you so much for joining us. That is the Australian Chili Championships. You've just witnessed the aftermath of them, or who was brave enough to come into after the comp. We appreciate you guys all watching for such a crazy, amazing comp. Thank you so much from wherever you are in the world for watching. And all I have to say for now, Spice Legends, is keep calm and be awesome.